now, and I think Norman Powell and the team would welcome that, trying to pick up some of the points they lost with Paul George. Ball is up, game is on, the Clippers win the tap, and we are officially underway here at Intuit Dome.
And what I'm looking at is continuity. You saw a better offensive flow from the Clippers in their last outing. Going down the zoo early.
This is what we saw in game one of the playoffs. Ivica Zubac was so good. As the Clippers get it right back, Powell unloads a three. It is short. Lively comes away with a rebound, and the Mavericks have their first crack at it. No Luka Doncic, no Kyrie Irving. Lively tied up on the way up by his one-time teammate, Derek Jones Jr. And Lively, second-year player who played bigger than a rookie a year ago, is going to go to the line here for Dallas.
I tell you, I like this Mavericks lineup. Why? Is because you have experience. You have Klay Thompson coming in, Spencer Dinwiddie back, Najee Marshall defensively, and the growth of this young man, Derek Lively. He's just now scratching the surface, I think, on how good he could be as a center that could pick and pop, but also is an excellent rim protector.
We were in Dallas early in the season last year, and I remember thinking this kid was very good, and he was really their...
עושה כבר, נטו לטירוף. הכביש מפוצץ רכבים, רובם כנראה בשעה הזאת בדרך לעבודה שלהם.
Only front court presence, he held his own and then some. All the way to the NBA Finals, dealt with some just crushing adversity. Great strength in that young man, easy man to root for. He puts the Mavericks on the board. Norman Powell steps out of bounds and the ball goes back the other way. So Clippers a little shaky here to start. They played a good game the other night in Seattle against the Blazers. They held their turnovers down. They got some quick strikes, as we saw Jim Jackson highlight. For more of the same here, but this is going to be where they hang their hat all year long, kind of how the Mavericks did in the second half of the season last year, as P.J. Washington, one of those new faces after the trade deadline, and a huge boost for Dallas, gets the first bucket here tonight.
Well, he along with Daniel Gafford have a full training camp under the belt. There's their first basket, and I love to see Derek Jones not only make that shot, but take that shot. Be aggressive with his offensive moves. He can add so much value to the Clippers.
Jaden Hardy goes to work on Powell. Lively with 9 to shoot. This is where he does most of his damage. Leaves it short. Zoo with a rebound.
Yeah, very good defense by Zoo by pushing Lively up the lane, kind of getting him out of the range for their jumper.
On the mismatch, Harden looking to take advantage of it. Drives and dishes to the front row. And turnover, the second one for the Clippers.
And this is what I'm saying. Like Derek Jones Jr., we know about the high-flying act, we know about the defense, but if he adds that to his game, mid-range, he takes a little bit more pressure offensively of Norman Powell and James Harden, and then when Kawhi comes back.
Hardy for three, it is good. Jason Kidd has raved about the potential for Jaden Hardy. Averaged just 7 points a year ago, second-round pick back in 2022. They have high hopes for him. Derek Jones Jr. crashing into defenders, misses everything, and there is Hardy for the rebound. From rim to rim, Hardy knocks it in, and it is now an 8-2 start for Dallas.
You see the versatility of Jaden Hardy right there. Now, the more minutes, the more confidence, the more he feels that offensively he can contribute to what the Mavs want to do. Beautiful pass.
Great moving without the ball for Derek Jones Jr. as well, and able to lay it in despite some traffic. He's got both buckets for the Clippers, who've been doubled up 8-4 here in this first quarter. Clippers 2 for 5, Mavericks with 3 for 4. Thompson, just his second game with Dallas, said he felt like a rookie all over again. First time he had been nervous since 2015, playing in a preseason game with the Mavericks as Harden fires up a three. Kind of funny, a guy that's got gold medals, world championships, and every accolade you could imagine.
But it doesn't matter because he's in a new atmosphere, new environment, very good defense that time by the Clippers. So everything is not as accustomed or what you used to. You used to going to the Chase Center, you had your locker, you had your pregame routine. All of those things are a lot different, but I'm sure as a vet, it won't take him long to get settled in.
He hit 3 threes in his debut. Turnover Mavericks. Powell inside. side, crashing into Lively, off his hands and out of bounds. Another turnover for the Clippers. And the ball goes back to the Mavericks. Third giveaway for the Clippers as Gortman brings it across. 8.5 to play here in this first quarter. Gortman, too tall for P.J. Washington. Two teams swap turnovers here. It is a preseason game. It is worth reminding everybody.
But this is a different Dallas Maverick team. They're longer on the perimeter, unlike kind of Portland. So you have to be really careful with your decision making with the basketball. As you mentioned, Brian, 3 early turnovers that you want to cut down.
Jason Kidd asked, what are your goals tonight? He did not have any strategic goals. He did not have any player improvement. He said, I want to get out of here healthy. That has eluded them so far, although be it with minor injuries to Luka Doncic, a calf injury. Hardy knocks down another shot, and Hardy has come to play. He has 7. Good defense there by Gorton, going over the top of the screen set by Zoo. A bit shaken up, appears to be okay. Harden playing tonight, we were told by Ty Lue before the ball game, unlikely to play on Thursday. And Harden has played first halves of the first 3 previous preseason games coming into tonight. Clippers playing 5 preseason. I've noticed around the league there are teams that are playing a lot more than just 3 or 4 preseason games, which has usually been the norm the last 10 years. Nice layup in reverse for Terrence Mann.
And I love to see Terrence Mann be more aggressive with that, Brian. I think this year he has the ability now to command a little bit more offense, and I think the coaching staff is going to look towards him for him to be more aggressive.
Thompson, deep 3. Harden has the rebound. Here comes Terrence Mann. Three for Harden offline. I talked with Ty Lue before the ballgame, and I asked him how many times has the team actually shot in this gym on this floor to kind of get used to it. He said, haven't. We just did it today at shoot-around. You're seeing those numbers, just 3 for 9. Meanwhile,
think about it. When you have Kawhi, PG, Paul George, and James Harden, they're going to open up space, driving lanes to drive and kick to get open shots. Now you're going to have to figure out with the court a little bit more condensed until that young man gets back in the lineup, that some of those shots are not going to come as easy. That's why you need more ball movement, player movement, also to get out in transition to try to figure out how to get some easier baskets.
Why will not play? That was Ty Lue before the ball game. 9 days until opening night. Clippers will host the Phoenix Suns on the 23rd. Lob from Zoo, and he lobs it in. And the Clippers cut the lead down to 4. More of that from Ivica Zubac, please.
Yeah, and beautiful read that time. Zoo waited, baited his defender, and then darted down the lane at the appropriate time to kind of get that little runner in the lane.
Thompson is doubled in the corner. Hardy lobs it to Lively. What a play. Not only the lob, the catch, and the finish.
I mean, beautiful play, but Zoo got stuck because he couldn't play 2 men. He had to give up something. It was the lob.
And then he just liquefied Gortman on a screen at half court. Ball stays with the Clippers, 14 to shoot.
Well, anytime you get dribble penetration below the free throw line, and the back line defense is going to be compromised. That's why the important part is guarding the basketball, and Zoo showing off a little bit of touch right there inside.
Ty Jones has checked into the lineup. Again, the hero. Nice feed inside from Harden. Caught the defense napping, and Derek Jones loitering above the cup for the flush.
Always love easy basket, in particular from underneath out of bounds. Now, if you're the Mavericks coaching staff, that's something that they're not going to be too happy with.
Quentin Grimes, a new face for Dallas, comes in. Usually the rule, no sweat, no shoot. It was no problem for Grimes. Rips the cords on a 3. Dallas out in front by 7. Foul away from the basketball. Steph Plaza's got a lot of stuff going on. During game nights, I highly recommend getting here early. I got a little restaurant out there, Jim, called Sunday Gravy. Meatballs are off the chart. Just letting you know. I've been sampling. I've been coming here and sampling.
You are very greedy, so I'm not surprised that you have sampled that, and defense right there, and get a stop here.
P.J. Washington able to lay it in.
I tell you what, though, you said this right. For the fans, please come early to really check out all the amenities in the arena. You can have a lot to drink because Mr. Balmer put a lot of restrooms in here for you to go to so you can get back and enjoy the game.
Nice defensive effort there in transition. Can Coffee pay it off on the three? Yes, sir. Knocks it down. Clippers lead 31-28.
Well, not only the ability to create the turnover, but then convert. Now, you force 8 turnovers and you have 11 points, so they're +3 with regards to converting on those turnovers.
Portland lays it in. Under 11 to play in the first half. Mavericks out in front 30-28. Dunn gets a screen from Ty Jones. Launches a banked in three. It goes.
He called it. He called it. Chris.
Whenever you're smiling after a shot like that, you either did something really amazing or you're a little embarrassed.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you better be lucky than good.
Grimes inside, lays it in. Great feed from Lively.
But that's why Jason Kidd talked about Derek Lively being in the starting lineup. His ability to pass the ball, and right there, Porter able to get it over Lively. But Lively is a ball mover, especially in space. And you saw that on that last play with the backdoor cut and pass.
Another steal. Porter Jr. leads a 3-on-1 power play. Lobs it up high. Oh, Ty Jones. His head may have been above the rim. Off the fingertips of Klay Thompson. Another turnover against the Mavericks.
But a lot of that, too, is from the pressure from the defense that forced these turnovers. And when you do that, you get out and run. Porter able to get it right over the fingertips of Derek Lively. And Porter once again faking like he's going up for a layup. And off the trampoline, Jones once again.
Your drive to the hoop brought to you by Hyundai. Porter Jr. around Marshall. Weaves his way into the paint. Floats it to Zoo. Good footwork by Zoo, but couldn't get the touch off the window. P.J. Washington cradles the ball. Oh, what a finish by P.J. Washington. For having not played in a playoff game going into last year, I thought he was spectacular for Dallas. Rose to the occasion. Coffee inside, twisting and turning. Rebound goes to Zoo. Tied up on the way up, a whistle. And I believe it'll be on the floor with 9 even to play in the first half.
Well, I'll tell you what about P.J. Washington. Everybody knew he could play. Okay? You put him in a situation with 2 dynamic scorers and playmakers with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. So what do? You just play your position. When you spot it up in the corner, you open, you take your shot. If you have an opportunity to post up a smaller perimeter player, you take your shot. And that's what I love. He didn't try to do too much to prove that he belonged, and it benefited the Mavericks in the long run.
Both he and Gafford, we mentioned this earlier, really set the tone for Dallas. And I thought to myself that when they first started back in February playing together, I thought, man, that's a lot of energy they're expending on that defensive side. I'm not sure they can keep it up. Could not have been more wrong, and I give them all the credit. They were as intense. Every game, regular season to close out the year, felt like a Game 7 to them. They earned their way into the NBA Finals, and they kind of bolstered that roster again. It's going to be a wild shootout out west.
Well, imagine both coming from franchises who weren't successful, losing. So now you get a chance to get with a franchise that can really compete for a title, get in the playoffs. Of course you're going to have energy. And they knew that was their role that they needed to bring to the table in order for Dallas to be successful.
Add Grimes to the mix. Highly respected around the league. Launches another 3. Not there. Zoo able to rip the rebound away. Clippers out in front by 2. Porter Jr. for 3. It's good. He's looked good here in his first half. He's 4 for 6. He's got 9 points and 4 assists here coming off the bench for Ty Lue.
And you notice, too, with this second unit that's on the court right now, Kevin Porter Jr. is the primary ball handler. And that's important because he's not just a scoring, but now it's decision making. If he doesn't have the shot, how he's running and getting his players, teammates involved.
Do a good position on Lively. Batum, of course, recognizes it, gets it to the big fella, and then he's able to score. 7-point lead for the Clippers, their largest so far tonight. 7:45 to play in the first half. Washington tied up trying to pass it to Grimes and stop the clock with 7:42 to play.
I'm gonna go back to the last play. It's beautiful. Why? The back end. This is transition. Zoo was able to run the court. Yeah, Lively's a 7-footer, but Zoo got him so deep. Even if when he got pushed out a little bit, Brian, he still was in the paint, and he was able to feel comfortable with that turnaround little jump hook. So you have to be able to feed Zoo when he's running like that. But excellent ball movement and quick decision by the Clippers to get it to Zoo inside.
Still, those numbers by year for Zoo averaged just under 12 a season ago. Lively for 3. It'll be very interesting to see what Zoo's numbers are this year offensively. Touches, post opportunities, minutes, which I think will be even bigger, not just offensively, but because he's so valued on the defensive side of things.
Well, but, you know, at the beginning of the game, you notice that Zoo's going to get some touches. So the more successful you are earlier, the more touches you get. The defense then tends to sink in a little bit. Now you make plays out of it. So a lot is dependent upon Zoo being able to convert it. Speaking of which, beautiful backdoor screen by Zoo. And, of course, it was James Harden with the assist to Terrence Mann out of bounds.
Let me ask you a question. We've seen a lot of those lobs here tonight. We saw a few of them against the Blazers. Is that something sneaky and super good in terms of execution for the Clippers, or those defensive breakdowns for the opposition?
Combination of both. I mean, when you run the court and it's a 2-on-1, if you have jumpers, throw it up, let them go get it. But that was poor defense on the out-of-bounds play that benefited the Clippers.
Clippers are going to need some easy buckets this year. Deflection from behind by Washington. Here comes Hardy in the corner to Gortman to catch and shoot 3. It's good. 43-37. Harden invited baseline. Lively is there floating with a double team. Hart floats it up but not in. They swing it back topside to Powell. 9 to shoot for Harden. Zoo, a little tied up by Gortman. Couldn't get to the pass. The ball goes out of bounds and back to Dallas. Timeout with 6:26 and during training camp. It was so defensive oriented, and I think the players know, hey, we lost a Hall of Famer. We've got to figure out different ways to win. I really do believe they bought in. They might have some issues, from time to time, but the mindset is there, and certainly the brain power on the sideline is as well. Gortman picked up by Powell. Forces a tough shot. Gortman makes it with 6 minutes to play in this first half.
Well, that's a prime example of great defense but better offense. And to your defensive point, you know what helps that? When you win games, that reiterates that. And now offensively, you're able to get some plays like this. You win from defense, everybody begins to buy in. But you got to start that early in the season.
Pull up for Washington. This is badly. Lively with the rebound. Plays back to Washington off his legs and out of bounds.
James Harden always looking for an open cutter. And again, by having excellent spacing, Norman Powell was able to sneak back door. Like Jeff Van Gundy always said, on time and on target with that pass.
Harden playing off the ball, finds Powell, lots of room, and knocks it down. Norman Powell did not play in Seattle with a sore lower back. Rips the cords on a 3. Clippers lead 48-39. Hardy loses the ball. Another turnover for the Mavericks. They've got 12 of them, and then now the two teams swap them. Marshall, Gortman, the 3. It's good. This young man has come to play here tonight.
No hesitation either. You see that? I mean, he was setting those puppies behind the three-point line before the ball was in the air. Gortman making his presence felt on the offensive end with 10 early points here, second quarter.
Foul line jumper from Harden. The blue shirts inside. Mavericks control. Clippers out in front, 48-42. Washington given tons of space. Hesitates, but does knock it down. Usually hesitation is the best defender. P.J. Washington, 31% from three last year.
But that was a smart play by Zoo. Zoo didn't go for the pump fake. He waited and contested at the end. That was just a really good shot by Washington to knock it in.
One-handed grab by Zoo on Gafford. Gafford's a talented defender, but Zoo was able to have his way most of the time against Gafford last year. Got him off the floor early. Zoo, I thought, was as good as anybody in a Clipper uniform in that 6-game series.
Well, but Zoo did an excellent job of establishing a lot of low post positioning, which now negated some of the athleticism from Gafford. Zoo was able to take advantage of it.
4 to shoot for Harden. Tough shot. Never hit iron. Shot clock violation. And the ball goes back to Dallas. Jaden Hardy. He could be a starter. Klay Thompson lobs it up, but not in with all the injuries. Dante Exum out of the lineup for at least 3 months. Unfortunate because he was such a star last year in his role.
Oh, what a finish by Ivica Zubac.
The delayed secondary break allowed that to happen.
Ten to shoot for Dallas. Thompson. Tailgated by Powell to Gafford. Good ball movement. Hardy back to Marshall. Guarded 3. It's good. Mavericks 7 of 17 from distance. 41%. Powell gets a running start. Gets downhill off the window. He likes that little offhanded.
Going to his left. That's a tough shot. You're going to your left. Momentum is going that way, and you have to touch it off the glass ever so slightly. But Powell did it to perfection.
ATLA, Jimmy's birthday. Happy birthday. Go get a pretzel. And yes, Bomber and I were back and forth.
Well, I got the pretzel already.
Okay.
Just wait till after the game when that cigar is ready to get lit up. You know what I mean?
Let's not bury the lead here.
Well,
Happy birthday, Jim Jackson.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. I mean, when you work with somebody, you should know that. But, you know, some people are very selfish and don't only think about themselves. But that's okay. Thank you, Brian.
I'll have to update your Wikipedia page.
Can I get a line in there? Seaman,
Yeah.
you've known Jimmy a lot longer than me. I knew it was his birthday. Come on, you got to be better.
You got to be
Seaman.
better.
I mean, you're on KTLA tonight.
But there's times, there's a certain age gap where you just say, you know what, I don't want people to know my birthday.
Oh, you're a young guy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I never ever gave you that impression. Let me tell you what. A lot of people wish they were 54. Okay.
That's how old you are?
Yeah.
Good for you.
You thought I was older, didn't you?
Because you're so wise. You're so wise,
You know what?
Jim.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody with all the birthday wishes today.
I'm going to text you a happy birthday here in just a second.
Yeah, right. Oh, it was supposed to go out earlier.
Hardy has it, picked up by Derek Jones Jr. Another turnover, this time it's Harden. With Klay Thompson to beat, stutters and lays it in. Strong drive by James Harden.
And the initial defense to pressure is what's forcing some of these turnovers. And that's what Jeff Van Gundy and the rest of the coaching staff has been preaching. Take care of your house, individual defense up front. And when you do that, Brian, you're not getting broken down, and now you're not in rotation. And that's just excellent body work, but footwork by Derek Jones Jr. to get in front. And then now you're off to the races once again. And talking about 18 fast break points, and a lot of those were off a turnover.
A lob to Derek Jones Jr. And Marshall, his proverbial replacement in the lineup for Dallas, is going to be handed the citation. Well, Marshall was really good in New Orleans, played all 4 years of his career there.
It gives you a long perimeter player that can play defense, can knock down shots. A very good compliment to the other players that they brought in for the Mavericks. Versatility defensively.
Dinwiddie picks up Harden. 6 to shoot now for Powell. Draws the contact, so good at it. He'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
I was waiting for that with Norman Powell. You're talking about being a savvy veteran, understanding how to create contact. Powell is one of the best in the league to get it done that way.
Those numbers will go up this year. Certainly the scoring, at least in my opinion. First of two falls. Vamos Clipper Nation. Join us at one of our upcoming Somos Clipper Nation games presented by Modelo and Ticketmaster. Arrive early to enjoy live music, family-friendly games, and more in the plaza. Visit clippers.com/Somos to secure your seats. Two free throws for Norman Powell. 56-48. 1 minute to play here in the second quarter. Tough pass from Gafford, but Thompson able to retrieve it. Given some space, misses on the three. Gafford tries to keep it alive and does. Swings it back outside to Hardy. Derek Jones Jr. goes down. Bodies were flying everywhere. Jones able to get up on his feet, but hobbling into that front court, perhaps a Charlie horse.
I think that knee, the leg got him right in the thigh area.
Harden from the foul line. And ball knocked out of bounds. Jones Jr. looking to stay in the game at least, not trying to get off the floor, but I think he will be taken off by Amir Coffey here.
Oh, I'll tell you, he slides over and bam, right there with Klay. Incidental contact, but Derek Jones Jr. got the worst of it here because his eye is on the ball, not seeing Klay Thompson. And those are the ones that sting because you can't brace yourself for the impact. He's walking it off. He'll get through this game, but he'll feel it tomorrow morning. I'll tell you that, or even later tonight.
Just thankful there's no hyperextension, no movement of that knee in an unnatural position. The Clippers are going to call time here with 28 seconds to play in this first half. So our camera here at Intuit Dome is going to shoot from above, not having one of those like lean over moments that we got from.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's in a testing phase, as we mentioned. I'm hoping for the old school way. Good news that Derek Jones Jr. stays out on the floor, misses the three. Shot clock is dark. Here comes Hardy the other way. Beneath the net, in the corner to Marshall for three ahead of the horn. No, and that'll do it. Clippers take a 56-51 lead at the turn. The first half ever at Intuit Dome here in the preseason. Clippers force